It is almost the end of the year, and it's going to be the end of the year by tomorrow for me at least. And so far we have come up with at least, I guess, 26 updates so far this year. So I decided we're gonna go ahead and give a tier list on every single update that has released on Marvellous Playground in 2024. And do know that if I have missed out on any other updates, do let me know in the comments and I will rate them right there. So I randomized all of the updates so they're not going to be in order. Starting off with Marvellous Playground's King of the Hill. I think King of the Hill is pretty self-explanatory. It's basically that you just have to stand on a ring and you just get certain points, but those points don't do anything. However, what I do like about the King of the Hill mode is that it is the first time where Marvellous Playground has actually given a heal pool. Like, I have been requesting this for at least months in the Discord server, and we had never gone a regeneration mechanic, but the King of the Hill is that mechanic, but sometimes it doesn't work in some servers. So let's just put this in A. And I do like that you have to go to a certain place instead of like it just happens randomly during, I don't know, anything during a fight. If you didn't have to go there, then people will be zoning a lot more easier, so this was a smart choice. The next one is reverse flash image, but I actually wanted to introduce this image as the spawn animations that have been coming out for characters. The first character to have a spawn animation was the Deep, which was plain and simple as from what we remember, but later on they seem to actually go pretty hard. I honestly really love the new spawn animations. They put a lot of detail to the characters. It just goes so hard. So let's just go ahead and put this in S. Not the best S tier update. I have some other S tier updates in mind, but this isn't it yet. And the next one is the Dexter Morgan update. Dexter is a really fun character to use, believe me, although I barely even use him. I think in the video you could tell I pretty much enjoyed using Dexter. Dexter deserves to be in at least A. Okay, but honestly I think I'll move the King of the Hill mode to B because it is still a little buggy, so it's really no need to put it in A. If it was fixed, I would have let it stay there. Next up is Joe Goldberg. Joe Goldberg, I think he was like the first serial killer separate character to be added this year, unless maybe there was someone else, or you want to count in the Yellow Rabbit's new moveset. So Joe Goldberg, I wouldn't say he's the best, but he was personally quite interesting to use. The Stalker mode, however, does need a little bit of like fixing. I mean, not fixing, it needs some nerfing, because it's like every time I can't detect and someone's just gonna randomly appear out of nowhere. So I don't think the update is that bad. I think let's put him in B as well. Wanda. Now the update for Wanda, if you're new to this, basically her previous moveset was pretty much the same, but it was very plain and simple. It barely had any effects at all. It was like making a Marvel scene without any effects at all. But then the new update, which gave her effects, it polished her moveset pretty well. I think this one should be like maybe around A. The only reason I say is because it's an improvement from the last one. Next one is Lyle. Now honestly, believe me, I have been destroyed by this guy so many times. I barely use him, but he is very, very overpowered. So I think let's also put him in A tier. The Guardians of the Globe, they are very underrated, I'm gonna be honest. Like, this was by far one of the most underrated updates that came out this year. It's kind of close to what we've gone for Avengers, although I'll be honest, I don't really like the Immortals more that much. I feel like it could have been a lot more better. It just feels like he has a whole bunch of hair that's just burying his entire face. So let's just put this in the B here. Turn off the bunny skin, which everyone wanted, but at the same time no one even began to use it. People just use him for a small amount of time, and then it was just no more. So then I'm just gonna put it in C. I'm sorry. Michael Myers update, which was the Halloween update. Michael Myers was in fact the perfect choice, although I wouldn't mind Jason Voorhees getting a separate character as well. I would be interested to seeing that next year, or maybe I don't know. I was gonna say Springtrap, but the FNAF movie 2 is gonna come out in December. It's not gonna come out in Halloween. I think let's put him in A, because his moveset is actually pretty alright. I mean, if you know how to use him, because he's slow of course, then he is pretty good. Mischievous skins update. The skins, I believe, contain Red Hood, Speed as a prime bottle, Red Rush, which was the beginning of the Guardians of the Globe update, and Avengers Wanda skin. The Avengers Wanda skin is by far one of my most favorite Wanda skins. It feels like the least toxic one. So let's just put this in B because it wasn't perfect, but I guess it was alright. Sonic Revamp. Believe me when I say, ever since that summer balancing update came out, I have been waiting ages for Sonic to get a revamp, and if you know me well, you would know that I use Sonic a lot in Marvellous Playground. Probably like every single time and every single day I go into a match, I'm just either picking Deathstroke or I'm just picking Sonic. Sonic is really good. He was done good justice for his revamp. I'm gonna put him in S tier. Yes, I know. I don't know if he's like the best update to you guys, but if it's not, it's fine. I mean, I don't really mind. But I personally enjoyed the update very much. Next up is Zodiac. Yeah, now I know that like I don't exactly like the idea of real life serial killers being added, but let's just forget about the character in this part and let's focus on the movesets now. Overall, his moveset is honestly he's quite overpowered. I think he is either S or A. I'd say Lyle is probably more overpowered than compared to Zodiac, but I think let's just put him in S tier because his moveset is pretty good for close range. The Deep was well, honestly I wouldn't say he was used that much, but he was pretty alright. I guess I can put him in B. And then there was this update where they released a bunch of new skins. I think it was like 10 of them. Some of them consisted of Nightwing, Vader's Return, Gwen Stacy, Sam Raimi, many other more. This is by far one of the best updates we've had this year. Anakin. Now, don't get me wrong, I really do enjoy Anakin's character in the game, of course, but remember when I did say that there was a planned out moveset that got scrapped? I feel like if that was there, he would have been a lot better, because right now his moveset, I'm not really that big of a fan of it. Like the fourth move and the third move and its finisher are pretty alright. They can stay if he ever gets revamped, but it's just the first two moves that need to be changed, because Precise Strike and Dropkick, it just doesn't fit for me. So let's just put him in B. Homelander revamp. I'll be honest, the previous one had a pretty good counter. I think people like the old counter compared to the new counter, but what I really do like about Homelander's new revamp is that not only does his Eagle Strike have a startup now, but his heat vision or laser eyes, whatever you want to call it, it got worked a lot better. Like usually used to aim at the ground for some reason, but then now it got changed and started moving up right towards the opponent. So I'm gonna put him in A. He's like one of my most favorite ones, especially with Superman being a skin. Although to be honest, his skin definitely needs revamping. Luffy's revamp. I'll be honest, Luffy's revamp wasn't exactly that good. I mean, everything seemed quite the same. This isn't exactly an update that we asked for, but we just got it anyways. I still can't understand the balloon part, so I'm just going to put him right next to Bonnie, I'll be honest. Next up is a brutality update, where I think it's obvious when a person is at low health, you have to press on another button other than the finisher button. So like for Homelander, it would be Heat Vision. For Omni-Man, it would be the second move. Brutality finishers are a good feature to the game. So S tier. Next up is Invincible. Invincible is by far pretty fun to use. Sometimes I've been using him throughout the year. Main problem is that his durability is very low. Like he gets destroyed very easily. Now Invincible season 3 is coming out on February, so I am rather curious to see exactly what update is going to come out regarding Invincible. Is it going to be the character having a revamp? Is he going to get a buff? Is he going to get a new spawn animation? What's going to happen? I'm more curious to see what update he's going to get in February, if he gets any. Hopefully he will. So let's just put him in B right now. Summer balancing update. If you don't know, some characters got some balancing, such as Wanda. Her second move had a warning sign that appeared. I don't remember exactly what happened, but at least honestly I was kind of satisfied that we actually got something. Oh yeah, especially for Sonic, his homing attack before the revamp, it had a warning sign and he was so predictable. That's why I was hoping for a revamp. And honestly, I think he's perfect just the way he is. Maybe buff or nerf, I don't know, balance it out, but please, no warning signs for Sonic. I think he suffered through that more than any other character has. So I think this one shall go in A. Next up is the Thanos revamp. I honestly don't remember Thanos' old movesets, like what the new parts replaced. I think Power Detonation was the new one. I think Time Stop and Soul Snatch was new. Black Hole may have been new as well, or maybe not. I actually do not know. I never used Thanos, or I barely even saw him back in 2023 when I didn't even have him. So honestly, I don't know. I guess I'll just put him in A to even it. Now the Quicksilver update, what I mean is actually his slowdown. His slowdown move set. That was the first ever update that came to Marvellous Playground this year, and this made Quicksilver by far probably the most overpowered speedster known in the game. There are probably others more stronger than him. I do not know. I do know that Thanos can easily destroy him because he doesn't have a counter, so he can just spam Black Hole and Quicksilver and he's just gonna die eventually. Just maybe 2-3 Black Holes and then snap. There we go. So I'm just gonna put him somewhere around maybe B. A-Train update. Well, basically A-Train had a little revamp. Some of his movesets got different looks, such as the first one. It got changed from a gut punch to some other sort of punch, like he just punches and then comes back at you. I honestly don't know how to describe it, but I'll give him a B as well. I mean, it looks pretty alright, especially with the new grab animation. It is a lot better, but I honestly get annoyed whenever I see it happen to me because there's just so many bots that come in the way of my fight sometimes, and they just use that SpongeBob skin and just grab me for no reason. Okay, next up is the 3 updates remaining: Ball, the Yellow Rabbit, and Marvellous Playground returning around maybe March or April or May, one of these months. Definitely April. It was definitely April. So let's talk about the Yellow Rabbit's new revamp first. This was a lot better compared to the update, compared to the time where he first got added in. The choke move, it got changed to Ghost Children. The second move, I think it was like a dash right through, like Springtrap's Leap or something. And the other one, the first move was Knockback, but now it just got changed to a Staying Still moves. So the Yellow Rabbit, I think he got good justice as well. So somewhat similar to Sonic. Also, this is not favoritism. I genuinely enjoyed his moveset. Ball Atreides. The first move, however, I am not a big fan of because it has a very, very tiny hitbox. You have to like be right at the enemy, and sometimes that is just impossible to achieve. Now, honestly, I would have put him at A, but if his first move ever gets replaced by something better, maybe like a knife combo, then yeah, it would have stayed at A, but I'm sorry, it has to stay at B for now. Otherwise, his moveset is actually pretty alright. I especially like the force field being an ability, although it's literally an extra shield. It's good against characters such as Thanos or anyone that can fire a lot of projectiles. I think it's even pretty good against Soldier Boy's radiation. Now, last but not the least, Marvellous Playground's return in March. So if you don't know, I think Marvellous Playground got shut down around March, and then it may have returned around early or late April. But basically what happened after that, there was a couple new updates. We got a new map, a new small map, which was honestly not that bad, and then we got Sinister Mark as an Omni-Man skin. We got Ben Affleck Batman as a Batman skin, and then Batman got a little change by his grapple not being able to damage you, unlike Nightwing. Nightwing is able to damage you for some reason when he doesn't the grapple thing, and it is annoying. I think this one I'm gonna give an S because it's like most of the skins I was pretty much a fan of, and I got really excited when Marvellous Playground opened back up again, because when Ben Affleck and Lego Batman were in the teasers, I literally just waited every day for the game to open back up, and it was either Ben Affleck or Lego Batman who I first went for. Although there were some bugs, Darren did say that some things were gonna take a lot of time, so that's why he just opened it up earlier. Otherwise, to my assumption, he would have opened the game back up around May or something. So yeah, this is the whole entire tier list that I have for Marvellous Playground. You let me know what you guys think about it. I feel like maybe I have misplaced some updates in some areas. I am not sure just yet, but yeah, you let me know what you think. And yet again, if I have missed out on some updates that I did not rate yet, do let me know in the comments and I will give my opinion on them. And I'll see you all next time.